Hey guys, this is Pooh Head 189, and today I'm asking all my subscribers to watch this video, please, because it pertains to decisions I'll make on the channel, as well as answering a few questions you guys might have. But I'll also take this opportunity to clear the air and voice my thoughts on this channel that I've made. So, first let me confront a question I need to answer, and that is, why did I start this channel? You see, technically, I began this channel about 5 or 6 years ago, but I didn't do much with it. I made 3 small videos and then kinda left the channel alone. I don't really consider that the actual beginning of the channel. You see, that started when I made the video, The Super Saiyan and its Subforms. That's when I actually think this channel really started. And the reason I made that video was because I felt like I needed to. You see, the past few years on social media, I noticed a big trend on elitism. Though truth be told, that's not too rare in Dragon Ball. For some weird reason, fans of Dragon Ball are incredibly serious and anal, which has endless irony, considering Toriyama is likely the most unserious person you could ever meet. All my years of arguing about Dragon Ball, on and offline, there were always sub-elitists that thought if you watched Dragon Ball in any sort of dub, you either knew very little of Dragon Ball, or you were not getting the real experience. It's sort of a mind virus that gets to fans that delve into Dragon Ball deeply. They gradually get this weird idea that in order to really be a fan, you need to learn to love the Japanese version. And if you like any other version, you're not a real fan. You're a loser, you don't know what real Dragon Ball is, etc. And that pisses me the fuck off. That's why I add multiple dubs and sub at the beginning of my Dragon Ball information videos. Now, to be clear, I like the sub. There's a few parts of the Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z that I truly appreciate it and I prefer it for. However, enjoying a dub does not make one less of a fan. And don't get me wrong, there's a few dub dude bros out there that hate the sub, and I dislike them just as much. I just see them a lot less. But you got sub guys like... And then you got dub guys like...
Don't you understand English, you useless piece of shit?
And there's no reason to be that way. But back to the topic. I was used to that sort of weird elitism. It's very strange and off-putting and, I think, insane, but I was used to it. And it was ironic because, most of the time, I knew more, or at least as much about the series than whoever was making these claims that's saying I was not a real fan. But then another crop of elitism popped up on Twitter. It was Dragon Ball fans that had only started watching it the past few years who grew up on Kai. And then I was hearing these 17 to 24-year-olds acting like the Kai dub was the only true dub, and that if you liked any other dub, you had shit tastes and did not know true Dragon Ball. And I even saw a few sub-elitists and Kai elitists fighting too. And then I saw the same elitists who were apparently superfans turn around and ask basic-ass questions about the series they supposedly knew better than any Ocean or Funimation dub watcher. And I answered their questions best I could, but the sheer arrogance of it, along with the complete lack of any real knowledge, it made me go, you know what? I'm gonna teach these assholes something. I remember the final straw was someone not knowing what to call the different grades of Super Saiyan, and I thought to myself, where the hell has this supposed superfan been the last 10 years when Dragon Ball forums solidified their names and aspects years ago? But I will say, it was not all pettiness. Some people were genuinely nice, kind people that wanted to learn more about Dragon Ball. And I thought, why not help both those parties and give out information, but in a way that I can reach a larger audience? Because, if I just say it on Twitter, they're going to be like, okay, 1, how do you know? And 2, they might not even see what I even said. So I needed a larger audience. And then I made my first real Dragon Ball information video on the Super Saiyan and its subforms, of course. At first, after showing it to a few friends and leaving it up for a few weeks, it got maybe 110 views. I felt fairly good, actually, on that. I never thought I would ever have over 1,000 subs, much less 1,500. By the time this video is out, I might have close to 1,700, but I did not expect it. For 5 years, I had 10 subscribers on this channel. And then after the first real video, I had maybe 30. I feel like my first real success was my KOIN video, which felt great because that is by far my favorite technique. It got close to 3,000 views in a few weeks. And even to this day, it has never gotten a dislike. And if some asshole now wants to go and dislike it, at least I know it never did until I pointed it out, which is a victory for me. But then after doing a few more videos of relative success, I made my Namekian video. That shit did okay for 4 days. Then it skyrocketed. I got 200 subscribers and over 6,000 views super quick. And ever since my Namekian video, I've done pretty well most of the time. But this brings me back to my thoughts on the channel because I did not make this channel to be successful, which sounds dumb. Like, I didn't start it to be a failure either, but I see people in comments saying they can't wait for me to reach 10,000 or 100,000 or 1,000,000 subscribers, and I read that and go, do I even want that? You know, like, I don't think I do. Like, I don't want to be Geekdom or Anime AJ or Mastare Fusion. And honestly, I like recognizing your guys' faces, or, usernames or profile pictures. And I like seeing familiar people pop up in the comments and they don't get lost in the mix. I think if I really wanted to be honest, I'll be happy if I have between 2,000 to 5,000 subs. And then after that, I might not want any more. I don't want to be scrutinized by tens of thousands of people, I'm not a grifter like Geekdom or an elitist who wants his opinions to sway the fandom like AJ. I'm just Pooh Head, right? And, let's be honest, my videos aren't even that good. I mean, okay, they have good information. I wouldn't post them if they didn't. But, the editing is super basic. It's just a bunch of pictures that I post. And, I add some clips at the beginning. That's it. It's really not, I'm not a video editor. I'm just a guy who writes scripts fairly well and, has good reading comprehension and people enjoy my voice. That's about it. And honestly, I was never expecting to have over 1,000 subscribers or every video getting 3,000 views a day because that never happened on my other channel. I've been making lore videos for Warhammer, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Elder Scrolls, and various things since 2017 on my other channel. And just this past week have I reached 500 subscribers on that channel. Like I said, I've been doing it for 7 years now. Don't get me wrong, I've got some regulars there, and some people compliment my stuff a fair bit, and I've made videos I'm super proud of, and some videos have quite a lot of views. I think the biggest video on there was I made a lore video on the Vermintide game, and that got 50,000 views. And that's crazy. And then I did a rant on the Balrog, and that got 10,000 views. So there's a few videos on there that has a fair amount of views, but most of the time I get maybe 300 views. And I never got huge success from that. So I did not expect it here, really. I just want to give information. Now, of course, I don't want people to not subscribe to my channel or share my videos, but I think my current growth trend is comfortable. And anything past 10,000 subs might not be what I want, I usually love how I've been in a bunch of Dragon Ball circles over the years, and people tend to like me. And I love making friends in different forums and message boards and discords. And when someone makes a meme about me, it's really funny. But I guess I don't want to become anything more than that, I don't want to be this big name, even though I do one reason why I'm Pooh Head is because people don't forget that. Also, I gotta say, you guys have never actually asked me why I call myself Pooh Head. You just accept it, which is super funny because, being online for 15 years now, everyone has asked me that at least once. But I don't think anyone on this channel, where I have the biggest crowd, has asked me that, which is fucking crazy. But it's funny. I'll take it. Yeah, you guys just accept me. I like it. And let me let you guys on a secret. This channel was supposed to be a 2-year project. I've never told anyone that before, but nearly a year ago now, I told myself I'd make Dragon Ball videos for about 2 years, and by that time I could probably make all I needed to for the series, to give people a good primer on it. But now that I have around 1,000 people who wait for me to post every day, I'll need to think on it if I should keep with that plan and stop in a year, or keep going. But I can tell you this. Dragon Ball is the gift that keeps on giving. You can talk about it for decades and still find things to discuss. But eventually, we're going to get to the point where I've covered everything but the most niche things. And my videos will show up less frequently because I'll need to think on exactly what I could even talk about. And I refuse to be a news channel, or one that I use for video game streams or just chilling while people send me money or some shit. I like to think I have standards. Now, to answer a few of your questions over the past few months, some of you have asked if I'm going to collaborate with other DB content creators. I'll tell you, probably not. And the biggest reason why is because I don't really watch them. I'm sorry, but I get all my information from the series itself and arguing on forums and chats for years. I've never really watched a full video until the end of the video by Geekdom or Mastare Fusion or Mastar Fusion, I don't know how to say the name, or Totally Not Mark or Anime AJ or anyone or any Dragon Ball YouTuber. I only know of them because other people mention them and my friends sometimes comment on them and critique their critiques. Otherwise though, I'm generally not super interested. Now, that's not to say that, I dislike them. It's just, I don't really have the time to catch up on who they really are, other than just stuff that you see on social media, and I don't really have the inclination to either, right? That's just not where I usually got my info, and so I never really watched them. Now, some of you have asked me if I can post videos on working out and dieting and training in martial arts, because I am an amateur bodybuilder, and I've been trained in Kyokushin Karate and Wing Chun Kung Fu. I might do that at some point, but if I do, it would not be a big thing. Again, this is a channel on Dragon Ball, not things like that, even if the main reason I work out is because of loving Dragon Ball. But again, I might post a video here or there, just likely not super soon. And some of you have wanted me to make videos on Dragon Ball Super or GT. I severely doubt I will ever do that for either, and if I did, the majority of the information would definitely not be coming from me. And at the moment, I have no plans on doing that. I am a purely original manga and series fan and channel. Also, a few of you were hoping I did another live stream too to answer questions. Sure, I'd not be against that. I just need to find a good time to do it. And finally, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Some of you were very concerned about me getting compensated for the work I put in this channel when it comes to monetization and whatnot. And I want to say, first off, I sincerely appreciate that. I think it sucks that some of my videos have been demonetized because I add clips from the series at the beginning. Copyright sucks sometimes. However, I will say that I'm not completely against copyright law. It's one reason why I loathe so-called AI products like generated images and text generators. And I refuse to call it AI art or LLMs like ChatGPT because both are misnomers. And I believe both are made through very lazy and blatant theft. And are no more AI than a spell checker. But not to rant too much on that, I think people who sue the companies that create such weird stuff have grounds to stand on. You shouldn't steal other people's work to make your own product. You should buy it. You just really shouldn't steal from people. And so a part of me is not completely unsympathetic to copyright law. However, it's also clear I don't use these clips in my videos in a way that really breaks that law, from my understanding at least. So it's still unfair in my estimation, kind of. And even when my videos are monetized, let me give you a glimpse behind the curtain, actually. Let's take a video the length of my Spirit Bomb video, right? If I post a video like that, that's between 15 and 20 minutes long, that is easily 6 hours of work on my end, if not more, actually. I need to write the script, voice the video, edit the audio, find the right images, and clean it all up. And by the end of that, 6 hours or so has passed. Hell, even with my 6-minute solar flare video, it took me an hour and a half the other night. There's a lot that goes into the videos, and I was looking forward to reaching 1,000 subs because then I can monetize my videos, right? But I need to admit something. I reached 1,000 subs 2 months ago, and you know what? YouTube has not paid me a single cent yet. And that's for 2 reasons. One, it took them a month to even verify if my channel met their standards and if I was a real person. And after that, YouTube requires the ad revenue from my videos to make $100 before they pay me a dime. And I haven't reached that yet, actually. They pay me 3 cents per view. And so I usually make between $1.80 to $4 a day. Now there's a few days that I've made more than that. I got 3,000 views from my Chi-Chi video in one day, which was crazy to me. And I got paid a whole $9. But that's very rare. And I will also say, when YouTube finally does pay me, it will be money from the previous month. So even if I reach that goal within a week or two, I won't see any money until Halloween probably. But I'm not saying this to complain. While that is crazy, kind of, and the videos do take work, is it really work in every sense of the word? Because at the end of the day, I chose to do this. No one made me start this channel or make these videos, right? I started this channel making informative videos because I felt like the fandom needed it. The pay would be nice, sure, but it's not required. And you know, I've dabbled in starting a Patreon in the past, but when I did, I destroyed it pretty quickly because 1, I hardly got any bites because I had a very small channel, and 2, do I even deserve it? Again, no one made me make these videos, and I honestly have a problem with content creators expecting money from their viewers. And I hate the idea of putting content behind a paywall, or that if people don't support a channel, they won't be able to make any more videos. Most of the time I think it's bullshit. Like, hey guys, if you want me to keep doing what I was doing for free, now you gotta pay me, like I'm ransoming my videos or something. I find it dishonorable and it makes me want to throw up. Like, actually, honestly. However, after a bunch of you were so concerned about me being compensated, and I still didn't like the Patreon idea. Honestly, it's uncomfortable me talking about it because But I also realized that this is not just about me anymore, actually. Because I promised my friends Dave and Clearin that I would pay them a percentage of the earnings that I made from this channel. And that hasn't happened yet. And also, in the future, I will make videos that will definitely be demonetized, as I'll do videos comparing the dubs. I'll make the promise video with my friend Darnell on different music tracks of Dragon Ball, and I refuse to stop adding clips at the beginning of my info videos. And so, a Patreon would help compensate my friends for those videos, certainly. And selfishly, I am currently in college debt, actually. I'm going back to college, and I want to finish my degree, and I'm in debt from it right now. And double selfishly, I do want a new graphics card, actually, because I like to play up-to-date video games if I can ever afford those, so that would be cool. My rig is pretty old at this point. But with all that in mind, I still don't know, you know? Which is one reason why I wanted you guys to watch this video, because I want your opinion. Should I make a small Patreon? If the majority of you say no, then no hard feelings and I'm not doing it. If, however, the majority of you say yes, I would like to draw a line in the sand. I can promise 2 things in accordance to Patreon and YouTube monetization. 1, I will never hide a video behind a paywall. This is not a microtransactions channel. And 2, I will never put an ad in the middle of my videos. I never have, and I never will. Now, I will say that I've watched my own videos before I was monetized and saw ads playing, and it's weird how YouTube will do that without monetizing the channel, but I want you to know that if you ever see an ad in the middle of a long video, that's not because of me. I hate a video getting interrupted, particularly if I'm the one giving information. Like, I don't want to interrupt people's trains of thought while they're listening to me. But back to the other thing. If you do think it's good for me to make a Patreon, I will give only one option to support, which would be a payment of $2.50 per month. That's it. And if people accept that, I want to stress it's only out of your desire to help this channel, because I can't promise anything extra. It would just be out of your own goodwill. I'm never going to beg. I'm never going to guilt. I just want you guys to, if you're comfortable with helping out, then cool. And if you're not, you guys have helped out a lot already. But I can promise you that if I do get a few patrons, it will help me get some new audio equipment for my videos too. So I will say some of it will definitely go to the channel and not just my friends helping me out and not just, my college or graphics card. So if it happens, then supporting the channel and my content will not only be purely voluntary with no guilt, as I just said, but you would not be able to give more than $2.50. Please let me know your thoughts. And I also want to say that if I ever go back on any of my promises in this video, refer to it here. Refer to this video. Come to me and refer to this video. I refuse to be some kind of money grumbler. Anyway, beyond that, what do I really want? What I want most is people using their heads, really, and realizing that things require nuance. Moral things like in my video essays, and even my debates on fiction like in my info videos, and like in my other channel. Don't fall for the social media trap of thinking everything is black and white. Just use your head and enjoy Dragon Ball how you want. And don't ever, ever, ever shame someone for liking a certain dub or a certain kind of music. Do not be that kind of vindictive asshole. And honestly, considering how many of you love the multiple dubs at the beginning of my video, I think most of you aren't that. And thank you so much, guys, over this past year for everything anyway. You helped my friend Darnell with the algorithm, and honestly, his new Star Wars stuff is pretty good. I recommend you go check that out some more. And thank you for helping me with the YouTube algorithm, like in my other channel and in this channel. Thank you a ton. I appreciate all of you, and your likes and subs are always welcome. Alright guys, sorry for the long rant. Please give your thoughts below. I really need your thoughts. And I hope you have a good day. All right. See ya.